Goodness, good, happy, what is it? Tuesday afternoon. It is 2 for Tuesday, as they say. It is GMO Tuesday. That's right. GMO Tuesday. Welcome to GMO Tuesday. Boy, do we have some stuff going on today. Holy Toledo. Man, oh man, oh man. The Monsanto Tribunal gave their opinion today. MDG blogger. That's right. Don't forget Marla Dawn Gates, MDG blogger, organic for green livings. Great blog, great information. Get some good stuff over there. Also, Mary's Heirloom Seeds. That's right, down in San Ramon, 760-870-4555. Petaluma Seed Bank, folks, 707-773-1336. They're in Petaluma, California. Rareseeds.com, you can find them. The Baker Seed Group, a very good outfit. Next week, we're going to promo a little bit here for next week. We're going to talk about seed banks and their importance right now, because we're losing seeds to, you guess it, you got it, the no good chemical companies. We got bees going extinct. Let's see here, man. I'm going to try and stick some links in the description down here for various stuff. Biosafetyinfo.net. Biosafetyinfo.net. They have an article up. Adverse effects of glyphosate on soil and environment after 20 years. Since 1996, 1.35 metric tons of glyphosate are used a year. Don't tell me this ruse, this propaganda game that Monsanto has made. Over 30% of their profit margin is on the chemical glyphosate. One item. This is a pecuniary greed issue, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing more, nothing less. We also have Beyond GMO or Beyond GM. BeyondGM.org. Very good site. Great information. Of course, Earth Day this week. We got Earth Day coming up. And we have the March for Science. Oh my God! People are upset! I don't know what it is about the Donald. He brings the best in folks out. People are upset because him and his cabinet are science deniers. So they're going to have a March for Science. I have one question for the March for Science. Where was your march? Where was your outrage? Where was your sissified group when Michael Taylor gave us substantially equivalent policy? I didn't hear one bitch out of anybody about science then. Now all of a sudden, because we have people that think climate change is a crock, especially when there are reports that for the last 20 years since Billy was in office, data has been manipulated about climate change. I didn't do it, folks. They did it. They manipulated the data on climate change so they could control the narrative. Don't tell me Bush and Clinton are not in bed together. They are, especially on this issue, because they generated a massive amount of revenue. And as I said this morning on the radio, the problem climate change has, the face of climate change, claims to have invented the internet. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say, folks. That's all I'm going to say. He invented the internet. And we have melting icebergs with polar bears floating around up there. Yeah, poppycock, because the polar bears do that anyway. And oh, by the way, they can swim like up to 200 miles at a time while they're eating fish. But Earth Day, inclusive of all people, climate change. I went on their March for Science website to check things out. The most wonderfully nerdy demonstration ever is how this is being billed, the March for Science. Again, March for Science, where were you when Michael Taylor gave us substantially equivalent? Why do you have to get all upset because Donald Trump and his administration say climate change is more of a hoax than it is a reality? The planet is evolving, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to continue to evolve as long as we have earthquakes, as long as we have rivers that run, as long as we have the tide that comes in and out, as long as there are tornadoes, as long as there are hurricanes, as long as there is weather phenomena, as long as there is weather going on. Hey, hello! Volcanoes going off. The planet is evolving. The planet is doing its thing. It's what it does. Do 6 billion plus people, 7 billion people have an effect? Yeah, kind of. When we put all our groceries in a plastic bag, throw the plastic bag in the landfill, burn it, screw the air up, let it decimate for 250 years and water it into the watering systems. The whole thing about this GMO, and I'm sorry, you'll never convince me different. It's a ruse to sell glyphosate, and they're selling a tremendous amount. Like I said, when you have 6 point something billion dollars as profit and 1.9 billion, that is 30%, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe just a hair less. But would they call it a flagship product for a reason? Because that's where their money's being made on the one item. Not on the 157,000 other items they have, on the one item. The other 60% of their revenue coming in, 70% of their revenue, is from all the other hundreds of thousands of items they have. 30% from one item. That's why they're lying about it. I'm sorry. That's why we have GMO Roberts on websites telling people, oh, you're full of this, you're full of that, you're full of this. They challenge everybody's PhD and call the people with a PhD a liar, and all they are is a science commentator. They've been propped up by somebody with a high school diploma, and they get to explain science to you without a degree in science, by the way. That's what a science commentator is. I'm sorry. You can get a job as a science commentator. You don't even have to have a science background. You don't even have to have a degree in any scientific discipline. All you have to do is be able to type on the typewriter, because Monsanto and Company, the big six, bet me they will get you a cheat sheet so you can make talking points, because that's all science commentators do. They make talking points. They don't ever have any sound, rational anything about this. Bananas. It's bananas. I don't know what to say. A science commentator, the wonderful people they are. They explain science, not even knowing science. This is what I want them to explain to me. All the scientists at Monsanto have PhDs. They are very intelligent human beings. Where is the science on evolution and evolving insects and plants and everything? This is something we were taught in the 1st and 3rd grade. I don't know if they're teaching this stuff anymore. I mean, I'm hearing countries can't say anything bad about Islam or their citizens get arrested. I'm sorry. Fuck Islam. That's arrest me. I'm sorry, but anytime somebody comes at you, forces their will, and I know this is a little off GMO track here, but anytime somebody comes to you and tells you that they are intolerant, you're intolerant of me, they're forcing their will on you to accept them. If you don't accept it, hey, I'm sorry, you're welcome to do what you want, but not in my little, hey, get off my cloud kind of thing, right? That's what it's all about in America. We can all walk on our own cloud and you can't bother me. Just leave me alone. Do your thing. It's all groovy. That's not what they want to do. But when I see what goes on, and I kind of went this way for a specific reason here, what the Islam people are doing, forcing their will on you is what Monsanto is doing, because they immediately attack you. Oh, you don't believe, you don't do this, you don't do that. And they use the same format the Democrats are using out there, for crying out loud. Oh, let's just, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, we will just keep beating the horse no matter how dead it is. And that's what they do. They've got a big stick. They're beating a horse. The horse has been dead for 30 years. They're still beating it. They haven't changed their narrative. And that is the problem. When you, and I'm being serious, folks, go in some of these threads, go in some of these things and look at the step-by-step that the people that are pro-GMO, look at step-by-step how they start attacking, how they gang one comment up. They'll gang up on one comment and they'll all beat it up, and they'll use the same propaganda tactics that Hillary Clinton uses to defend her rapist husband. Don't tell me they're not in bed together. Toxic epidermal necrolysis, acute kidney failure due to glyphosate ingestion. Yes, folks, there is some tests out. The study suggests polyoxyethylene amine with glyphosate is even more toxic. It's greater than glyphosate. Now, that is another product, another chemical that is mixed with glyphosate in the Roundup. And oh, by the way, inhalation routes, inhaled it. I guess Billy didn't give him any lessons on how not to inhale. But inhaling and eye exposure is where people are starting to develop serious problems in their guts, their kidneys, their livers, the weight, your purifying organs, all the organs that get rid of your waste and do all that good stuff to keep you healthy. Please keep in mind, per the EPA lady, whatever her name was that just got out of there, Gina McCarthy, there has never been any testing on the final solution of Roundup. None whatsoever. So they can't tell you it's safe. How is anybody saying it's safe? And how is anybody believing this when there were never tests done prior to this being stuck in the system? It got put in our food supply in 1992. As the Bush administration was going out the door, Quayle popped Michael Taylor up and gave a substantially equivalent hello march for science. Where were you then? Where were you complaining about, oh, your science is no good, your science is bad, you're a science denier? Where were you then? Hello? Come whining about climate change, crime in these sakes. Something else that has come out on this final solution. Gotta wonder. Major quantity of glyphosate passes unchanged through and out your body into the urine. Wonder if you could pee on the weeds. We don't have to buy glyphosate. Just go eat a bag of Fritos and go pee on the weeds in the backyard. If this stuff is passing through you unchanged, you should be able to pee on your weeds, kill them after you eat a bag of Fritos, because Fritos is full of glyphosate corn. It is glyphosaturated corn is what Fritos are. Sorry, Frito-Lay, you may not want to use a GMO potato, but you use the garbage corn in all your products, the garbage soy in all your products, and you are poisoning America. Yes, you are. Boulder County, the Denver Press is reporting, I think it's a Denver Press, the Denver newspaper, one of the major newspapers there, is reporting that Boulder County is going to phase out. Boy, this is a neonicotinoids, or something like that. It is a byproduct of nicotine. It is, again, a poison that is systemic, and it's killing our bees. Colorado, in that area, that's one of the hardest hit areas of the country with bee population declines. These chemical companies, they don't care. they're going to try to get rid of the bees so they can feed us their poison. Think about that. Think about that. They're giving you one chemical to fix a problem the other chemical gave you. Now they got to give you another chemical to. I mean, listen, when these companies promote their drug, listen to the side effects. You know, I mean, I love the fact that this pill is going to give me the courage to go out in public and come out of the closet while I pee on myself, poop my pants. I have dry mouth. I can't talk to anybody because my mouth is so dry, my tongue is stuck to the roof. But hey, I can still go out in public. Yahoo! And then, oh, by the way, we have a drug that'll counter all that. They give you opiates for the pain, and then you got to have a drug so you can take a poop. Got to have a drug so you can take, you know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. Think about the chemical aspect of our life. And let me just say this. I'm not saying the chemical companies are inherently bad and they produce nothing but bad products. Take bleach, for example, folks. I mean, come on. Kind of disinfectant. You do a lot of things with bleach. It's a good chemical, and we've learned how to use it in our water systems, in the swimming pools and stuff like that. Our laundry. How do we get our sheets white? How do we get our napkins white on the table? I mean, think about it for a minute. Their chemicals have a place in our society. They have a place in our life. They have a place in the world, just not in my food. I've yet to ask one person. I've yet to get a yes out of one person. Do you want poison in your food? Everybody says no. Everybody says no. So, let's talk. Let's use the rest of my time here today. I got a few minutes left here. Let's talk about the Twitter campaign. Let's talk about the Twitter campaign and talking to Donald Trump.